It is
Hi,
gonna last
everyone.
till an hour. Sorry.
Hi, everyone. Very warm welcome to this session of Let Us Talk It webinars. We are extremely excited to have new topics every week. And our only request to all of you who are joining in on social media, on YouTube, Facebook, that if you have come across Let Us Talk It, if you want to know more about it, and if you can contribute something to the society, this is a great platform to do so. And trust me, when we say we want an enhanced and empowered community, we truly mean it. And if you have any ideas or if you think that you are passionate about anything, we can make it work or help you to enhance as well. So trust me, join the community. It's absolutely free for everyone. But what we need is just your involvement. Having said that, we do these Let Us Talk It webinars every week. We try to bring in new topics, new speakers, and I mean, we have some retired speakers, and we have some very budding new entrepreneurs. So the horizon, the variety of it is huge. But as audience, as attendees, if you contribute by just spreading the word, that would mean a lot to us. So having said that, welcome everyone, all those who have joined in on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. And today we are having a topic about entrepreneurship. So if you know any family members or colleagues or friends who would benefit, please spread the word. And if you have any questions or feedback, please put it in the chat section, comment section. And if you can join in the Zoom link, you can also talk or ask question to our speaker as well. And if you need any information about Let Us Talk It webinars, please email us at webinar@letustalkit.com. And when we talk about community, we mean starting from the basic, starting from a very early age. So we have our Let Us Talk It youth webinars, and youth starting from age 6. So we have two groups from age 6 to 11, one group, and from 12 to 20, another group. So if you want to join those webinars where the youth are, they are prepped, they are given information, they are trained in public speaking, and then they give these live webinars. So that's all about Let Us Talk It, and we would extremely be delighted if you are part of it. But today's topic is entrepreneurship is for everyone, and learn how entrepreneurship is related to everything in the world and how you can develop it in you. So, to give this topic our light and information, we have Kriya Doshi. And talking about Kriya Doshi, felt her, oh my God, she might be in school. But at a very young age, she's only 22, and she has stepped out in the world to make an impact, and not just for income, but also through a company. She calls it Think Young Academy and Educational Services, which provides, which also does, for ages 11 and beyond. It strives to train a generation of young minds who would be future job creators and not job seekers. That's a big thing there, Kriya. And through their uniquely designed hands-on program and workshops, they facilitate entrepreneurial mindset and 21st century skills, along with creative thinking and solution seeking attitude among the young learners. And she has successfully trained more than 2,500 plus school students, and she has undertaken entrepreneurship as a career since December 2018, and almost have nurtured 90 plus student startups in the past 1 year. And she's currently operating and nurturing entrepreneurs in Mumbai and other places in India. And she is collaborating with Silicon Valley Forum to get their certification for their courses as well. So with so much to know about her and what she has to deliver at such a young age, we are absolutely thrilled to have you, Kriya. Over to you.
Thank you so very much. I'm very overwhelmed to be a part of such an initiative where we talk about anything and everything that we want to or we are capable of. And doing further delay, I would start sharing my screen. I hope it's visible.
Yes, just if you can give that full screen.
Yeah, just okay. So again, a very warm welcome to all of you. I hope we have a great session, and let's make it a point that the session is really interactive so it becomes fruitful on my end and on your end as well. Since we have a lot of people on live and not in the Zoom link, I would not do this activity. So this was more about knowing how the participants in the cohort feel currently as their mood is right now. But we might skip this. Okay, so as Julian has given a lot of introduction on my end, she has spoken a lot, but I'll still just throw a little light on who I am, what I do. So I had an organization named as Think Young, which I started when I was 21 and a half. It is more to do about entrepreneurship, about nurturing a generation which is uh, going to nurture, which is going to work towards making an impact, which is going to need all these entrepreneurial traits in them so that they can live a healthy and fruitful life. Uh, Also, it is more about making an impact in the society and not just an income. So it is named as Think Young because we want anyone and everyone to start thinking young, to start thinking about um, young things, to start thinking about things that they can impact in the society. I have done my post graduation in entrepreneurship. Also, have a degree in CFA, that is a degree in finance, that is CFA level one. I just love startups and entrepreneurship, and I also consult startups, early stage startups. Okay. Now, what do we all mean by the term entrepreneur? Who exactly is an entrepreneur? What exactly do entrepreneurs do? So, we all have different understanding of the term entrepreneur. Some might feel it is the person who takes risks. Some might feel it is the person who builds a venture, who starts a business, who creates something, be it anything. So, what exactly is the term entrepreneur all about? So, it is the person who risks their own money for freedom rather than exchanging their freedom for money. So this is what entrepreneur as a word mean to us to think young. It is more about a person who risks their own money for freedom rather than exchanging their freedom for money. So it is more like person who builds their own venture, person who uh, uh, strives for freedom rather than money, the one who is not working as an employee under somebody, the one who is building their own venture and employing people is what entrepreneur is all about. But here, as today's topic is okay, so I hope you guys, any of you have planned to be an entrepreneur. If yes, that is well and good. I would really appreciate that. If not, there are lots of people who say, no, thanks, we are busy building our own fortune, very comfortable in her job setting and all those. So if you have ever thought or planned to be an entrepreneur, it is going to be a really great thing. If not, I would suggest you to not do that, not say that, no, we are busy, but rather than take upon that challenge to be an entrepreneur. But as today's topic is more about entrepreneurship for everybody or how entrepreneurship is related to everything. So it is not about uh, just entrepreneurs. Uh, doing things or just for entrepreneurs who want to build their own business, but entrepreneurship is a term is related to anything and everything in the society, in the world, in your personal life. So here uh, I am going to relate how entrepreneurship is also for the one who is into the corporate setting, how to relate entrepreneurship with anything that comes to your way, and how it can be a life skill rather than just using it to build your own venture. So, just a fact that entrepreneurs live 7.47% longer than the rest of the population. So, if you are an entrepreneur, you definitely are going to live a healthy life. You are definitely going to live a life which is longer than anyone else. If you have entrepreneurship as a skill in your daily life, even if you are not entrepreneurs, you definitely are going to live at least a little longer than the rest of the population. Entrepreneurship is for everybody. I keep on saying this every now and then in my sessions, in my webinars, in my videos that I make, that entrepreneurship is not just something which makes you build a business or is used just for building a business or a venture or a startup. Currently, we have termed it all around building a startup. Entrepreneurship is just building a startup, but entrepreneurship is much more than what you consider it to be. It is much more than just a skill to build a venture. It is for anyone and everyone who wants to build their uh, fortune, who wants to live a healthy life, who wants to live an impactful life. Entrepreneurship is just like your normal life skill that you have. Just as you have creative thinking, critical thinking, entrepreneurship is also a part of all those skills that you should have in the future years to survive, in the future years to live a, a fruitful life. So it is not just for a few people. Yes, we all cannot be a cutthroat entrepreneurs. We need certain skills to be an entrepreneur. But here I'm not talking about being an entrepreneur. Here I'm talking about entrepreneurship as a skill. So, how entrepreneurship is not just for entrepreneurs and for everybody is what we will be talking about in today's session. Excuse me for my voice. I have a very bad cold, and because of that, my voice is a little bad today. But let's begin.
Oh, but thank you so much. Even then, you are doing the session for all of us.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Priya.
So it is said that you are the CEO of you in corporation. So ideally, entrepreneurs build their own corporation, they run that own corporation and sell products and services and build a whole venture out of their skills. So that is what entrepreneurs do. Now, when the one who are not entrepreneurs, how come they use entrepreneurship? How will they be related to entrepreneurship? Is what I was talking about, and how you can yourself use entrepreneurship in your daily schedule. So, as we all know, we are the CEO of our own lives, our careers, our life that we want to live is what we are the CEO of. So, why not consider ourselves, our life, our career as a whole venture, as a startup, and why not work on it as an entrepreneur? So, here I'll be relating how an entrepreneur builds a venture and how you yourself consider your career, your whole life as a venture and apply all those skills that entrepreneurs apply to your own daily routine, to your own daily life. So, as you are the CEO of your own incorporation, your own you incorporation, we can relate your customers as your employers, the one who is going to buy you, the one who is going to judge you, the one who is going to understand the pros and cons of you and choose you from a lot of different options that they will have. The way we buy a t-shirt, seeing all the other t-shirts and choose the favorite one, similarly your employers are your customers and they are going to choose you from all the choices that they have. So we can relate customers for entrepreneurs as their customers to buy their product or service. Here, the one who are not entrepreneurs but are employees, they can consider their employers as their customers, because they are the one who are going to pay you for your skills, for whatever you are going to give them as your work, or as your skill, or as your value creation in their organization. So the very first thing is considering your employers as your customers and serving them as your customers. So here for entrepreneurs, customer is the very first person that they have to cater to. They have to work around customers, how customers want. Similarly, employees should also consider their employers as customers. The day we start considering our employers as our customers, I think we'll be doing more better, we'll be creating more value for the organization that we are employed for. Product to sell, usually we have a tangible product or an intangible product, maybe an iPhone or maybe a t-shirt, as our product to sell. For entrepreneurs, the one who are building their own venture, here when you are building your own you incorporation, your labor, your work is your product to sell. So you are considering yourself as the product that you have to sell to your customers who are your employers. So we are correlating how entrepreneurs consider their organization and their products as building their startup, and here how you consider yourself and build your own career, your you incorporation. So the product that you will be selling is going to be your labor to your employers, to your customers that are your employers. The money that you spend in buying books or investing in online courses or investing in training courses, doing all your trainings for yourself, upskilling yourself, is the investment that you are putting in your product so that your product is going to be enhanced. The way an entrepreneur or anyone who is doing business is going to enhance their product, is going to enhance their service by adding more and more features, by adding more and more tangible or intangible features in it. Similar way, we ourselves invest in us by buying books or training courses or reaching out to people, doing online courses, any other course that applies to, for enhancing our skill so that we can sell our product, that is ourselves, our labor, better to our employers. So I am just correlating how what an entrepreneur do and what we do in our job, in ourselves, in our career is related to entrepreneurship. So whatever money you put in yourself is an investment to enhance your own caliber, your own labor, that is your product that you will be selling. The suit or the clothing that you buy for yourself for your interview is going to be the marketing of your product, the packaging of your product. So if you yourself are your product, whatever you put on yourself to look better, to look fancy, to look well groomed, is how you're going to market yourself. Because no matter how better the skills you have, no matter how much investment you do in yourself, the packaging has to look really good, really fancy, really uh, uh, really pleasant for an employer, for your customer to buy you. So just relating yourself, your career, to a product or a service, to how an entrepreneur builds their own business. So that is where whatever you buy for yourself, be it coats, shoes, tie, anything that you do to groom yourself to look fancy for your interview, is how you are going to market your product, is how you are marketing your own product, that is you yourself. So here we are just relating how all these things are related to entrepreneurship, to building a startup, the way an entrepreneur builds a product or a service and takes it to a different level. Similarly, if you yourself consider your own career, your own life as a startup, as an incorporation, and do all these things, you are also building your own venture. You are also an entrepreneur building your own self. Your sales is your job. So after doing all this, if an entrepreneur does all this and sells a product or a service, that is their sales, and that is how they feel really happy doing just the very first sale. Similarly, whenever you get your very first job, that is your aha moment, that you got your very first job. So your sales is your job. Doing all those is an investment on a product or a service, and if you don't get the required payout, or if you are not getting the required salary from your employer, you are in loss. And if you are getting the salary beyond your expectation, you are into profit. That is how profit and loss is considered in anyone who is an employee considering themselves and applying entrepreneurship to their own life. So your sales is your own job. If you get the salary lower than your expectation, lower than your investment, you are incurring loss. If you get your salary higher than your expectation, higher than your investment, you are doing your profit. Now, what are the skills required in order to build a venture for an entrepreneur? And these are the similar skills required by anyone in the world who are building their own career or who are building their own venture. So, no matter what you build, either your career or your own venture, you will definitely need all these skills to survive. So, the very first skill is the passion for value creation. You have to be really passionate about how you will be creating value for your customers, how you will be creating value for anything that you are doing currently for your customers. So you have to be passionate enough for the value creation. That is the very first skill. Innovativeness. A lot of employees consider themselves that they are into a job setting and they don't have to use their mind, or they don't have to keep on innovating every now and then. It is just the entrepreneurs or the ones who are building their own venture who have to take care of their own product. Innovativeness is just for them. You have to, every time, anytime, whatever you do, be it your own personal work, be it your own job work, or building your own venture, you have to keep on innovating, because that is the skill that we require in today's 21st century. The third is insight into an anticipation of the wants and needs of customers. Understanding how the wants and needs of your customers are related, and anticipating it up to a certain extent. Here, wants and needs of the customers is your employers, what your employers need. You have to have an insight and anticipate it really well about what your customer wants, what your employers want, and what do they need, and giving them beforehand, before their expectations. Good judgment as to what will satisfy those wants and needs, how to satisfy those wants and needs of your employers. Vision. Uh, a lot of times employees have a vision to just get that paycheck or to just survive in a particular organization. I feel your vision has to be as broad as your organization that you are working in. You should be really, really goal oriented towards what you want to do, how you can do for your organization, for the organization that you're working towards. So you must have a very high oriented vision which can lead to bettering yourself every day towards achieving that vision. Imagination, alertness to opportunity, be it anything that comes to your way, be it any opportunity that comes, you should be the very first to grab that opportunity, because that is what entrepreneurs do. They jump onto the very first opportunity and they try and do whatever is required to get through that opportunity. The ability to cope with uncertainty and risk. So, how to cope with uncertainty and how to cope with risk. And the last is initiative. We have to keep on taking initiative, be it anything. All these things are related to you being an employee, you being an entrepreneur, and you being living your own normal life. If you try applying all these in your normal life as well, I think you definitely are going to live a really fruitful life, because entrepreneurship is not just a subject or any other thing that is going to help you in building a venture. It is a life skill which is going to change your life, which is going to change how you are living your particular life. And if you apply all these skills, or if you at least start developing these skills and try applying it in your daily life, you can definitely see a really great change in you after the subject, after just deep diving into the subject. Imagine if Steve Jobs had the employer mindset that he will only give the first Apple computer that he created. He will just create first, second, third version because his customers need only first or better version of that particular computer. He would have never created MacBook or iPad or Apple phone, or for that case, iPod. So, if he would have not understood and anticipated well in advance what his customers need and want, he would have never created all these products. Similarly, your employers might need or say something else that they need, but you have to be really anticipating what they need and what they want well in advance. You have to think through what exactly they are looking at and delivering that value to them uh, before they ask for. So we never asked for a Apple phone. We never asked for a MacBook when we had a Mac computer. But Steve Jobs knew what people are aspiring to, what people will like, what people will want, or what they expect. And that is how he created all these products. And he made through the fortune that Apple is currently going through. So, this is what entrepreneurship is all about. It is about vision, it is about initiative, it is about taking the opportunity, thinking outside the box, innovativeness, um, taking a judgment on what future will look like and applying all those in your present. Again, the word entrepreneur is taken from a French word that means undertaker. So it is all about how you take um your life in your hand, how you take the charge of what you will do in your hand. So the word entrepreneur itself means undertaker. So taking on life as an entrepreneur is what makes us fully come alive. So if you are considering yourself an entrepreneur, be it in any setting that you are, be it in your life, be it in your career, be it in your own venture, be it in your family business, be it not doing anything but just living a normal life, I think entrepreneurship is going to make you fully come alive if you apply that subject, if you apply the skills that are developed through that subject every now and then in your life. Again, these days there is this new term that has come into the market. Not new, but people are just getting aware about that term recently. It is called as intrapreneurship. As we have entrepreneurship, intrapreneurship is more about how you can be an entrepreneur uh, in a corporate setting, how you can use your entrepreneurship skill, your resources, your freedom in a corporation, taking initiative for business projects, ventures, etc. So, if you feel entrepreneurship is more about building ventures, more for entrepreneurs, I think intrapreneur is something that is relatable to you then. But it is more like entrepreneurship, it is just given a different phrase to it. So, if you consider yourself an entrepreneur, I believe you are using all those skills required to be an entrepreneur, uh, taken out from entrepreneurship. Again, here I'll talk about how my life changed post entrepreneurship, how I enhanced my life through the subject itself, not just after building the product it was, or the startup that I have. It is not more like because of that it changed my life, but the subject itself was pretty useful in terms of whatever I do in the current lifestyle that I live. So this is just a little funny representation of how entrepreneurship changed me. This is how I was before, and this is how I feel after having entrepreneurship in my life. So it is more like me changing into a unicorn after entrepreneurship. Again, a few pointers on how it changed me. Uh, Being an introvert, it changed me to being an extrovert. I started talking to a lot of people. I started building my own network. I don't feel hesitant now to put my words across people, neither to talk about it. I mean, it's my lifestyle now to keep on talking to students and people around. So I have a drastic change from moving from an introvert to being an extrovert, where I keep on talking to newer and newer people every day. I mean, earlier I had my mistakes as my mistakes. I considered my mistakes as my mistakes. Now I know that they are more of an opportunity to me. After entrepreneurship, I know it is an opportunity to either learn or to build some venture out of it. So my mistakes are the problems that sometimes, somewhere, I will use them as an opportunity, as a problem to solve or build a new startup, maybe. Um, from being more confused to now being more problem solver. So earlier I was pretty confused about anything and everything. I considered it as a confusion. Now I know it is more like a problem solving activity for me that I have to do every day or whenever I'm confused. So I now know it is more of a problem solving rather than a confusion. Being dependent, definitely, from moving from a dependent nature to an independent nature, feeling that freedom, as mentioned in the uh, meaning of the term entrepreneur, feel more undertaker about my life. Moving from self doubt, doubting myself every now and then about doing it right or not, uh, taking it right or not, to being self confident enough to talk about my any flaw, my any mistake that I've done. So now I am more confident to talk about anything that I have in my life rather than self doubting myself whether I should do it or not. uh, Being marks oriented to being skill oriented. Now I know marks do not play a major role in my life. Skills do. So this is how I have changed from all of these to all of these after entrepreneurship, and this is how it has changed my life as an entrepreneur. Um, I would like to take up a few questions in between, if any. So, if we have any questions from anyone in the cohort, if we can do a little Q&A, because there were two activities in between which I could not do considering uh, the size of the uh, attendees.
Sure. That's really an amazing presentation. I'm really, really, surprised at the level of the clarity that you really put there. Especially, I think suiting a young audience, or it's really amazing. Let me turn on my video actually, so that you can. Yeah. Okay. So. It is, is it geared towards, primarily youth that you, that you usually mentor in general?
Yeah, so it is more like students aged 10, 11 years is what we cater to. in Think Young, and now we are moving towards 18 to 25 as well. So far we were just catering 11 to 18 or 10 to 18, let's say. Now we are also building courses for 18 to 25, giving them hands-on experience on how to build a startup, how to develop a startup, how to build their own venture while they are in course. So it is more like a hands-on program where they pick a problem, they build the whole startup throughout the whole course, and then we have this grand finale where they present their startup idea.
Oh, wow. That's such an inspiring process. But yeah, again, as I mentioned, the presentation is really mind-boggling, actually, in terms of the clarity and the way you related the very normal and common things that and then how it relates to entrepreneurship. That is plain amazing. Anybody else has any other questions? I know people are watching this on YouTube and Facebook as well on the live. Yeah, feel free to let us know if there are any questions. Yeah, but otherwise, also we want to let all the audience know that we have Let Us Talk It Youth series every week. So there is a free youth public speaking preparation that happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There are 2 youth groups. The older group is at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then younger group is at 8:45 p.m. Eastern time. And then they go live via webinar on Fridays and Saturdays. So so Kriya, whatever you explained can really relate a lot to the youth groups that we are doing as part of Let Us Talk It. So yeah, definitely we can try to explore the synergies in that direction. So right now there is a big, a team of youth here at Let Us Talk It forum, where we are trying to do a lot of creative experiments with them, and this could be one of them. And also, just to let everybody know that we deeply appreciate the speakers who are coming forward to share their experiences in this forum. And as you know, Let Us Talk It is all about creating an informed and empowered community. So that's our goal. And also we have yoga classes that you will not miss once you start attending. They are on Wednesdays and Sundays by an excellent yoga teacher. I mean, I never believed online yoga will work. But yeah, it's really amazing. So yeah, we have exciting things happening in this world. So please come join hands, and it is good for the community. Okay, so anything else you want to share, Kriya, before we can conclude today's meeting?
No, I think the initiative that you're working on is really great. I wish you all the very best. And the ones who are watching the live, I hope you could relate entrepreneurship to anything that you are doing in today's life that we are living. Considering COVID, I think this is a really good time for all of us to apply entrepreneurship in our daily lives, because we all are facing the problem of COVID together. And you never know, we can ourselves solve it using entrepreneurship in different ways. So yes, all the way best. I hope Let Us Talk It keep on doing all these sessions on different topics. It was really great to be a part of it, and all the way best. Thank you so much. Last but not the least, let's try making an impact in the society and not just run behind an income, so that we all can live a happy and healthy life. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great statement. So yeah, you can stay back for a few more minutes, Kriya. Once we are done with the live, I just want to share some more information from our end.
Okay.